when it comes to the depiction of the devil, and by devil I mean the devil, there have been countless paintings that show what Satan looks like. You can find his goat form, the not so goat form, the stereotypical form, and the shredded form. I mean, did he fall from the heavens and just land inside a gym? These paintings show what the scariest and meanest of all the devils look like. And yet, you cannot call these depictions scary, can you? I mean, the baby in these paintings are more frightening than the devil. A video on this topic is coming soon, so you might want to subscribe for that. Take a look at this painting called Saturn Devouring His Son Like a Burrito. That's not the official title, I added this part because it looks like that, doesn't it? Whenever you search for the scariest paintings, this one always makes the list, and it is usually in the top 5. But what would you paint if I asked you to make something that scares even the most strongly willed? Something that can scare the priests and even the ministers of a country? Here's how the painting would look like. This artwork is called Lucifer, and it was made by the German painter Franz von Stuck in the year of 1890. Now this painting is so scary that even Wikipedia has barely any information about it. Imagine one night you look out in your yard and see nothing but just a faint image of someone sitting like this, staring at you. I don't know about you, but I will be moving out at that very moment. Okay, so we know this painting is scary, no questions about that. But what is it that makes it so scary? I mean, you look at all these depictions of Satan and even the scary paintings out there. What makes Lucifer stand out? Well, I did the analysis and the answer has 3 important points. From making us feel uncomfortable to invoking the same fear that our distant ancestors used to feel way back during our cave days. The reason why this painting is so scary is very interesting. And you know, anything interesting is always welcome on this channel. So take a comfortable spot, relax, and give me just a few minutes to explain everything about this horrific painting and the genius behind it. Let's start the video with the first chapter. Why does this painting scare you? Saying that the painting is scary because there is literally the embodiment of evil staring at you does not really explain it. I mean, when you look at these 2 paintings, both of them are scary, but for some reason, this painting hits differently. It might look simple, but the artist has to consider a lot of things to create something so disturbing like this. It was so disturbing that when ministers and priests of Prince Ferdinand I of Bulgaria came across this painting, they made the sign of the cross in the air just in case to ward off any misfortune that might come from it. So what gives it so much power? There are 3 things at play here. The first ingredient is the way Lucifer is looking at us. The second is the simple human form. And the third is the darkness around it. Let's start with the first one. They say that the eyes are the window to the soul. And looking at these eyes, I would like to nail the window shut forever. These demonic eyes with the menacing pupil is enough to make anyone uncomfortable, and the subtle yellow glow makes it even scarier. Now here's the thing, if I change the size of the iris to make them large and change the color of the eyes, things don't look that scary. And it shows how important those eyes are for the entire effect. Your gaze is first drawn towards the eyes because of its distinct color and shape, and that's the only thing they can make out in the first few seconds when you look at this painting. The expression of his face is another major factor. He's clearly not thinking about inviting you to his birthday party. You can notice that there is some tension on his face, as if he's intrigued by your presence and slightly annoyed. It feels that he's thinking what he should do to you, and that is scary. This painting reminds me of the line from John Milton's Paradise Lost. When Satan and his army have been thrown from heaven, there is an air of dejection and loss. However, Satan is unbothered and the confidence is oozing from his eyes. He says this to his comrades: "All is not lost. The unconquerable will..." Wait, that's definitely not Satan's voice. Let me fix it.
"All is not lost. The unconquerable will and study of revenge, immortal hate, and the courage never to submit or yield."
He asks his soldiers not to give up or lose hope and keep the rage going against God. When you look at those eyes, this is what I imagine to be the visual representation of these lines. There is a mix of curiosity, annoyance, and rage. It feels that Lucifer is just about to pounce at you, and all of his other features do not help in de-escalating the issue. Coming back to one of the first questions that I asked, what makes this painting so different from Saturn Devouring His Son? Both of them are dark and scary. However, why is the fear from this painting so visceral and so real? The answer is that here, you see a large monster doing a terrible thing. You understand what's going on. and you expect a monstrous looking thing to do something, well, monstrous. But here things are different. Franz Stuck has gone against the grain to make Satan very human. He does not look like the devil. He does not look like a majestic angel. He just looks like a normal human. He is the embodiment of the human element in evil. This figure shows not the evil in the world, but the evil in humans. It shows how someone who does not have horns or wings can be equally, if not more, terrifying. These paintings look like paintings. This one looks like a reflection. These exist in stories, while this exists in the real world. While you can see his wings, it has been set aside, almost as if Lucifer is pretending to be human. His posture is also quite scary. The way he's sitting with his face resting on one hand and the other hand made into a fist. There is nothing inviting here. Imagine seeing this when you wake up in the middle of the night. In the middle of your last night. Finally, the third element, why this painting looks so disturbing, is the entire setting. Think about it for a second. Where is Lucifer sitting? Is it a barn, a dark room, or just an empty void? So how does this setting help in making the painting scary? Well, we'll have to go back hundreds of thousands of years when we used to live inside caves. Seeing something potentially dangerous in the dark is perhaps one of the oldest fears of humans. Here's what the eyes of a lion or a tiger looks like in the dark. Notice the similarities between the two? The small, dark iris and the yellow pupil evoke a primal fear inside us. This is why movies use the same effect for the eyes to elicit a fear response. Something with those eyes sitting in the dark in a menacing posture makes you feel that this is not good for your safety. It looks human but has supernatural features as well. And it is looking at you with a strong intent, something that you cannot understand. Who wouldn't be scared of it? This is the perfect devil. Franz von Stuck is one of the most underrated symbolist artists of all time. As you can see from this painting, he knew how to make something stand out by properly blending the subject in the frame. Take a look at this painting called The Sin as an example. At first, your eyes need to search for the subject, and then you find it, and then you realize what's going on here. Notice how the face and the head of the woman is covered in darkness? Well, that is a symbolism for the beheading of this woman. I'll be making a video on this painting because there's a lot going on here, and it's quite an interesting piece. Not only that, but look at some other paintings by Stuck and notice how he uses darkness and colors to create beautifully contrasting images on the canvas. Finally, if you find this painting too scary, then don't worry. I have a little trick for you. Whenever you look at Mr. Lucifer here and wonder what he is thinking, just imagine that you are painting him and he's asking, "My shoulder is kind of hurting, man. Can you speed up the process? It's been 3 days already." And then suddenly this painting does not look that scary. And we come to the end of this video. If you watched it all along, a big thank you. I hope you found it interesting and fun. Do let me know what you think about this painting and whether you were scared looking at it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you loved it, and if you did not like it, well, then hang on, you might like the next one. I have a lot of videos on this channel and a lot more are coming. Till we meet next time, have a great day ahead.